Thanks so much for joining me this morning, guys. You came walking in here all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed at 9 o'clock in the morning, so thanks for joining me.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thanks for the invite.
Yeah, I could not invite you when I opened up Facebook a few months ago, I believe, and saw a $31 million investment in Bangor Township from Vantage Plastics, and I'm not in the manufacturing world, and so I was like, oh, what's up with Vantage Plastics, and why are they making this big investment? Tell me a little bit, maybe give me a 101 of Vantage Plastics first. Who wants to take that? What is, when you hear Vantage Plastics, what is it that you guys do?
Okay, well, Vantage, we're soon going to be entering our 28th year. We started, the headquarters is in Standish, Michigan. We started as custom thermoformers, which means I always use consumer products are easier to understand. But we make a lot of kids' wading pools. We make utility sleds, those kinds of consumer products. We do now have direct-to-market, where we market direct-to-retail hunting blinds.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we've had steady growth over the years, and the reason that we came to Bangor Township is we had a customer that needed significant growth. We do a lot of other things other than consumer products, a lot of returnable packaging, thermoform pallets, and so on. But there's actually 5 business units affiliated with the family of companies. So we had this significant project come our way, and we needed to add on the energy availability in Standish got problematic, and so we started looking elsewhere to see where there could be prospects of moving into. And Don, maybe Don, tell them a little bit. You searched the internet, right?
Yeah, I did. I did quite a bit of looking, not just in Michigan. Actually started closer to the West Coast. Looked at the West Coast, looked at the Gulf Coast, and while I was looking at buildings, properties, the one in Bangor Township popped up. The advantage being it was close by. When we first looked at it, it was challenging. You had to have a lot of imagination when you first walked in there.
Yeah, tell me why it's challenging.
So that building had been basically deserted for 20 years.
And it's huge, right? It's like 325,000 square feet or something like that?
Exactly,
Wow.
325,000 square feet, 7 acres under the roof. And when we first walked through, that 20 years of neglect was pretty obvious. The front office area, I've said several times, if you wanted to do a zombie movie, we've got the set for it. It was pretty rough. But we walked through and looked at it, kept looking at other sites, and finally made the decision to stay here in Michigan, and started remodeling.
Wow. So you walk into this 325,000 square foot zombie movie set. Most people just would run out of that building just screaming, like, no way. What allowed you to be able to say yes? I mean, you mentioned that it was closer to Standish, but what did you get any assistance along the line, or maybe talk to me a little bit more about that?
Well, there's as you're looking for a site, you're going through a lot of different things, and you tend to do kind of a T-chart of positives and negatives along the way. It had a baseline of energy there that we needed. I mean, the building certainly was rough, and I'm not saying when we first walked in there we didn't kind of do what you said. Let's get out of here quick.
Right.
But as you're investigating in other sites, Bangor Township is close to our Standish headquarters, so you can flex people back and forth. From an employment standpoint, that's pretty tight. So we were looking at extending our employment reach to the thumb of Michigan, to Flint South and west just as far. So that was kind of an attractive thing. And the biggest negative was was energy costs out of the gates. We did work with Bay Future and Michigan Economic Development Corporation. That was quite a while to get through that, and there was some help come from them. Bay Future specifically was very helpful, very positive with trying to lead us through this and guide us.
Awesome. Can you be specific on how Bay Future helped? Because I think Bay Future is an organization people hear about a lot here. They hear Bay Future, but if you don't have direct interaction with them, you may not know exactly what they did.
Well, Don, I'll let you talk about that a little bit.
Go ahead.
Yep. So early on, having no idea what I was doing, I reached out to a friend of mine who got me in contact with Timmy Beeson. Timmy Beeson put us in contact with Glenn Rowley, the supervisor for Bangor Township. They got us in contact with Bay Future, Trevor Keys and Jim Rahm. They were very helpful with how do we do this? What program should we be looking at? And how do we go about it? And they've been helpful all the way through. I get emails and I'm tax questions, tax things that I have no idea what they're talking about. I'm a manufacturing guy, and I can kick it over to them, and they'll say, "Yep, this is what we need to do. This is what you need to do." So they've helped get through all those hurdles very well.
I love that you said that, because sometimes the impression you see big dollar amounts like 31 million and an established company coming in and making some kind of investment, and at the grassroots level, you could be thinking like they're coming in with like the black ties and the suits and coming in with like their team of 45 different lawyers who are moving all the chess pieces. But I love that you're pointing this out, that you are a business at a different scale, and so you sometimes need to reach out and say, hey, people who help businesses like me move into communities like you for a living, what's the best way to go about doing this? And they do it over and over and over again with businesses, and so they can say, yep, we just did a similar project, and this is what you've got to do, and we can connect you with the MEDC, and here are grants available, and all of those things, and it just makes life a lot easier for a manufacturing guy like you.
Yeah, absolutely. Our first meeting with Bay Future, they brought in Brenda Flory with MEDC.
Oh, yeah.
And we explained a little bit about what we wanted to do, and then those two started talking, and Paul and I were pretty much sitting there going, I don't know what happened. It sounds good, and let them run with it.
I love it.
We've known Brenda for a long time from MEDC. I always tell her it's like drinking from a fire hose. All of this, manufacturers, any businesses do not have time to keep up with all of the potential programs that are out there, and to have a group like that, very knowledgeable with it, is really helpful.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're thinking about the timeline of your company from 28 years ago till now.
Yeah.
I mean, the last time you did something like this was 28-ish years ago, and I mean, the landscape changes from year to year almost, and so you're going in effectively blind. Like we kind of had an idea back then, but things could be wildly different now.
Right.
Yeah. What were you doing before Vantage Plastics? Kind of give me like the big bang part of Vantage Plastics, like the seed of the idea, because you mentioned, Paul, that you were part of it as a startup.
Yeah. I had been in the industry for a period of time prior to this acquisition, and then this came up. It was really it was Standish Plastics, a business that had just a few machines in it and really no business whatsoever, no product business, and so it was pretty much an asset purchase. And I always say, other people had way more faith in me than I had in myself, because it was very inspiring, the faith that other people had in me. And so in the fall of 1996, we made the deal happen. And first year was a humbling year. There was 5 or 6 employees, and and zero work when we started. So the first year sales was $1.6 million in sales, and I always say it was the original office was a trailer house on stilts. It literally, when we moved in, there was a family of raccoons in the wall. That's where we started. So, you circle back to Bay City, Standish was an old facility too, and it needed a lot of work. So in many ways, it's, we'd done that before, because Standish is a really nice facility now. We've upgraded it and done a lot through the years up there. It started out as 43,000 square feet roughly. And now we're just under 300,000 square feet in the campus up to Standish.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
Wow, so this new project effectively doubles your footprint.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What's the timeline of this project look like? Kind of give me a time frame, but then also tell me everything that maybe you're doing to this building. Maybe not everything that you have to do to this building, but kind of give me the bird's eye view.
Well, there's two sides to it. There's the building, and then there's the ability to get in there and start running product. We've got 9 injection molding machines in there. We've already ran some product. We've got 2 brand new thermoformers in there that are not powered up yet, but we hope to have, my idea of powering them up, and Don's might be different trajectories. I'm the one that wants them running tomorrow, and he's the one that applies reality to it. But Don, I'll let you talk a little bit more about the building and the equipment and where we're at time-wise.
So the overall plan for the building to be up and running is next summer, July 4th.
Okay.
That's the last pieces of the building. We are doing some machine trials as we go. Kind of have to run them in parallel. We can't build the whole thing and then wait for income to come. Mm-hmm. We also have a customer timeline that we have to match. So we have to supply them product. So we are there's a lot of timelines going on right now that we're trying to balance, the equipment and the building and the weather, quite honestly.
Right.
When we first purchased the building, there was some massive holes in the roof, and every time it rained, we got thousands of gallons of water through the roof.
Oh no!
So as we're trying to work in there, that was a problem. The roof is done now, which is great, but right now they're trying to get it weather tight before winter. Next step, before we can turn water on, new sprinkler system to put all that stuff to work, we have to be weather tight so that it doesn't freeze up later.
Wow,
that's the push right now.
Wow. Looking from the outside in, one of the things that you'll see on social media is they announced this a year ago, and what's happening. But if you've never been through a process like this, I love what you said. Well, there's energy to think about, and we don't think about that being like a homeowner. You buy your home and you plug in your stuff and you're good to go. But you're talking about a 300,000 square foot facility. Energy is a factor, and the building is a factor, and the equipment is a factor. Of course, the workforce is a factor too. About how many jobs are you looking to add here to this facility?
The estimate out of the gates was about 93 additional jobs within the next couple of years. So
very cool.
And we're at about 325 right now.
Wow.
Total.
Awesome. Wait, jobs in what? Maybe get specific as far as the positions go. If folks listening at home saying, hey, this could be an opportunity for me. What kind of employees are you looking for?
I mean, we're looking at operators to operate the machines, technicians, everything that goes in the facility. I mean, we've got maintenance group that you need to keep the equipment upgraded with. Logistics folks, we start running product, you're going to have to ship it out of there. So thermoforming and injection molding technicians. Certainly you need janitors. What else do we need, Don?
Say all the way up to the site manager.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's everything that you can think of, and I say that, and of course that doesn't mean anything to most people, but you have to have HR people, you have to have shipping, receiving,
right.
You have to have clerical people,
yeah.
You have to have production operators, you have to have janitors, maintenance. It's an exhaustive list.
Yeah, yeah. Is that list on your website currently, or or is it? Are you not live with that end of it, or talk to me about that?
What we've been doing is because it's staggered, right? It's not all at one time.
Right.
So as there is a need, that gets posted on Indeed.
Okay.
and internally. So we want to give people that are in Standish a chance at them as well.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. I'll give you guys a little wink that the Hay Bay City job board is free, and you could post it there. We get about 10,000 views every single month, so maybe I'll shoot you the website for your HR person as those come on. Just another bobber in the water could be awesome.
Yep.
That would be very good.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got postings, I think, on Facebook and so on. So
Okay.
in fact, they're looking for operators. I mean, we would like to train people at the Standish facility in preparation for the Wilder Road.
That makes a lot of sense. So you can hit the ground running when
Right.
Wilder Road is up and going, and
Yep.
you don't have to teach people how to do it from scratch.
Right.
Amazing. Don, what do you love most about the work that you do at Vantage Plastics?
So I have a unique position that I enjoy. I get to do kind of what I want to some extent.
Oh, fun. Okay.
I get to look at what's going on and pick a direction that I think we should go in and start working towards that. They don't all pan out. Sometimes you put some effort into a path and then go, yeah, we need to get off from this road.
Yep.
But that variety and that ability to just look for what's going to add value is enjoyable.
Yeah. You get to almost be creative and say, well, this is who we are now. What can we be a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now?
Yep, I brought up, and Paul and I have discussed several times. I'm looking 3 years down the road. What do we want to do, and then what do we need to do, right? Because they both have to come together.
Yeah. What are you looking forward to most with the Wilder Road project being completed?
So what we're doing is building a factory there for higher volume. Standish campus does kind of a mid-volume, high mix, a lot of different parts, but not a lot of any one part.
Yeah.
What we're building, Wilder Road, is high volume. So to see that running and the pounds of plastic going through, including a rail spur to bring material in and trucking going out, to see that running and running smooth is what I enjoy.
Yeah, you get to build the machine. Do you know how many pounds of plastic you'll be running out of there?
Targeting 200,000 pounds a day.
Woo!
Yeah.
Paul, that is a lot of plastic.
It's a lot of plastic, yeah. Which means you need a lot of trucks coming in and out, a lot of shipping, a lot of processing. But again, it's, as Don said, it's going to be more of a high volume, low mix job. So these things are going to be cranking 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, with the exception of maintenance and planned downtime.
Wow. Paul, what do you love most about what you do? What are you most proud of as you look back on the almost 30 years of Vantage Plastics?
Yeah, well, I love growing things. I just love it. And going to the next level. We've got, our mission is forming solutions, forming better lives, forming sustainable futures, and really that is our mission. It's forming better lives for individuals that work there, for each other, really, as a family, a group of colleagues working together. We're certainly a solutions-based company. We've got a few patented items. We've got a Vantage material that's exclusive to us. So we're always looking for solutions. Our favorite thing is to find a solution for a problem that somebody doesn't even know they have. They haven't recognized the problem yet, but we've got a solution for it. So sustainable futures, that's planning for the long term. We are not a corporate group of companies. We're a family-owned group of companies, so we're planning for 10 years out, not to get a stockholder return this year at the risk of maybe challenging something for years ahead. So, so I just enjoy growing things, enjoy working with people. We have one of the things that we kind of consider a business unit is the Well Outreach. That stands for, it's a 501c. It stands for Weaving Effective Leadership and Life Skills, and it's about empowering individuals, empowering family, empowering community, and that's a big thing that we do up at Standish and Aranet County, and that will be the same thing we do down here. So it's helping people in their lives, helping communities in areas. the focus isn't to go in and do something that's being done. It's to help people do it better, maybe, if we can be of help, or fill in some voids if there's some voids that need to be picked up. So,
very cool.
yeah.
That's a program for Vantage Plastics employees, I assume?
It's a combination. So, we do offer things like Financial Peace University for individual employees. Certainly it's there. It's part of, we're in a public-private consortium thing that we're just getting into or meeting on tomorrow, but it's where we are partnering with the health department and we're one of 7 companies in the nation doing this, to see if we can help them get closer to individuals that might have needs. So the well is involved in that kind of thing. And just helping, one of the big initiatives has been trying to coordinate childcare. It's a big issue for everyone. So a variety of different things, from our employees to actually helping communities. We were helping to as many schools are, seems like they're losing population, but the elementary school up there, they turned into a community center. So we try to help in efforts like that.
Yeah, I love to hear this, because so many people they are looking for a job and work, but at the same time, there's this growing movement, this growing population of people that are saying, yes, work, but what else can you do, or how else is this employment going to help me, whether it's remote or some kind of tuition assistance. And what you're saying here is that we can help you in your personal life, for example, with finances, like if that's kind of a universal stressor for everybody. And
right.
like if we can help give you the tools and teach you how to do these things better, not only are you going to be a better employee, but you're going to be a better human, you're going to be a better husband or wife or a partner or whoever it is, because you're just going to feel like, okay, I didn't understand how to manage a budget, but now I've got a better chance to do it, and just happier person all around. I love that.
Sure. We have we started a training center, which was the old Aranac Opportunities. They're still there, but we bought the building from them to help them better be able to meet their financial needs. And part of what we do is Foundations for Success. When we bring new colleagues in, it's two-tiered. We do training on what they physically need to know to be able to do the job, but also Foundations for Success. That's more personal. How do you communicate better? What's your life goals? What are you going to do? Those types of things. So.
Very cool. I'm excited. For this project. I'm not in manufacturing. I'm not looking for manufacturing kind of work, but I'm excited for you guys to be. You said next spring, Don, summer-ish?
Next summer will be completion for the building.
Okay.
There will be production before that. There's production coming now. In fact, there'll be some more postings up soon for production.
Okay. So head to Vantage Plastics, people, or head to Hay Bay City's job board. Wink, wink. Throw those positions up there, because man, I'd love to help. We'd love to help you guys fill those slots. Very excited, very encouraged by your investment here in Bay County. I've been talking with Paul and Don from Vantage Plastics. I want to thank you guys so much for your time here today.
You're most welcome. Thank you for the invite.
Yep. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Is there anything, Paul, I noticed that you have a binder. Is there anything like specifically that you want to talk about that maybe we didn't cover? If not, totally fine.
No, I would say, again, we have 5 business units. So as people are applying, there may be, we have Lotus Technology, which are our injection molded company. We have Airpark Plastics, which is our extrusion company, and we have Edge Materials Management, which is and we do a lot of recycling. We have a guaranteed buyback program. So one thing I will say, because plastic sometimes has a negative intuition with people,
Yeah, right.
we guarantee to buy back anything that we sell people at the end of its useful life. And not only do we do that, but we buy back on the open market and recycle. And a lot of the material that's run through Edge Materials Management we don't even use. We find people that can use it and do that. So
Awesome.
my point is that as you apply, there may be one of these other entities that is directionally better for you, and we'll work through that.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. People cruising the job positions and they see these different names.
Yeah.
They're like, well, I don't get that. But there are Vantage Plastics. You've got 5 different companies. They each focus on a specific thing. Love it. Awesome. Thanks so much, guys.